Hi, welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. Well, daylight savings has just finished, and I am so glad that it has. It was getting so dark in the mornings and also dark too early in the evenings. So hopefully this will balance it out a little bit as we draw into late autumn and winter. And it is getting quite cool. As you can see, I'm wearing a jumper today, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But it is certainly crisp. The sun is still warming up the days quite well, but as soon as that sun goes away, it is really quite cold. It was another fairly quiet week on the farm this week, and in fact, I even wasn't here for a couple of days. I spoke last week about going to a retreat market, which I'll talk about shortly. And I decided that I would stay up at the family holiday house in Creswick for a little while. So I stayed an extra day, which was really lovely. Just enjoyed the quiet up there and going for afternoon walks and lots of knitting. So back here on the farm, the rest of the family took care of the sheep and weighed for me, which was really nice. So I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff and I could just take a bit of time away. So the main thing that I did this past week was attend the Tea Time Yarn Retreat in Dalesford for the travelling market on the Saturday. So I drove up on the Friday night and stayed. So I only had a short trip in the morning to get to the house where the retreat was being held and do my setup. The market was really great. It was a small market and it was only about 10 people at the retreat, but it was nice and intimate. I was able to talk to all of the people there, explain my yarn and my colours, and talk about different projects and possible ways to use the yarn. And then afterwards sat down and knit with them for a while. So all of that together was really nice. I'm hoping to do a few more of these coming up in the future, and there is a possibility that she will open those up to the public for a little while as well on those days. So if you're interested in those retreats or any of the other information about them, I'll put a link below to her information so you can find out. As I said last week, I did take quite a lot of yarn with me, and I'm glad that I did. It was really good to have a colourful and large display of my yarn so that everyone had a chance to really get to know me and to have enough variety to choose from. And even then, it was not enough of some things. I had one lady who bought 4 of one colour because she really loved it. It was my Your Turning Violet in the DK yarn. And then she started looking at jumper patterns and she decided that she was going to make a jumper and that she would need some more, which I obviously didn't have with me at the market. So I was able to arrange a custom order for her, which is now drying here in the shed, and I will be able to ship it off to her next week. So if you've looked in my shop and there is a colorway that you really like and you want to do a bigger project, like a jumper or a blanket or anything like that that requires a number of skeins, I am always willing to dye those to order for you. Under each base, there is a listing that is for choose your own color. So all you need to do is click on that and choose the color and the quantity that you would like in that base, and I will get that done for you. The other work I've been doing this week has been to double check the website against what I sold on the weekend and make sure that everything is up to date, unpack everything, and then I did a little bit of a tidy of my office because I'd left it in a little bit of a state. There were sticker labels and bits of yarn and rubbish, and just I'd left it in a mess. So I spent a morning and just cleaned everything up, and now I feel really good working back in the space again. It's nice and clean and clear, and I can start on my next lot of projects. So yeah, I am wearing a woolen jumper today because it is much cooler. And this is one that I'm not entirely happy with. And I wanted to put it back on again so I could try and figure out if there's a way that I can fix it or wear it where I'm comfortable with it. So this is called Florina by Owlcat Designs. So the grey is millpost, the purple is dyed by hand yarns, and the pink and the teal and the orange through here are some of my hand dyed colorways, just little scraps left over. And so there's detail on the sleeve, and there's detail around the yoke, and there's the same garter detail here on that's here on the hem as well. Now, lengthwise it's great, and sleeve lengthwise is great, but I don't like the boat neck openness of the top. So I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath, because without a t-shirt, it literally slips like right down off my shoulders. Now, I don't think I have any more of this grey. I was looking for some a while ago in my stash, and I don't think I have any. I could probably order more. Because I think what I should do, and I don't know, maybe anyone out there who's done something like this could comment and let me know if you think it would work, is to pick up around the neck and knit up to just close it off a little bit. So potentially do some more garter and maybe go back to the pattern and try and add in some more color, or just go with a thicker garter section at the top. So, or maybe finish it with some more of this kind of banding of all the colors together, just to make it a little bit more closed up. Because I think it's really pretty, but it's a little bit difficult to wear. So I knit this back in 2018, and it's kind of sat in my cupboard. I wore it once out, and then I realized how much it sagged down. And I haven't really worn it again. And then I saw it this morning when I was getting dressed, and I just thought, this is really pretty, but I remembered why it hasn't got a lot of wear from it. So, yeah, I think I would like to fix it, but I just have to actually figure out if I can. So as I said, I was away for a few days. So I did do quite a lot of knitting. I worked a little bit on my socks while I was at the market, almost up to the heel of the second sock. Didn't do a ton of work on this, just enough so that I could keep my hands busy and chat while I was sitting around with the crafty people at the retreat. A lot of them had not done magic loop before, and also were not familiar with toe-up socks. So I was able to sort of chat through that a little bit, and they found that really interesting and was watching how I was doing the magic loop as I was knitting. But the main thing that I've been working on is my spectra. I am totally addicted to this thing. I have done so much on it this week. You'll see it's grown quite a lot. So here it is. So last week I was here. So I'd only done from here to the marker, which I think was like 15 wedges. And this past week I have done all of this here. It's not showing up the best on the camera, but it's getting into the real bright blue at this end. And you can see it gradually goes into blue and black, and then it's black right at this end. I'm loving how the colors are really gradually being introduced. I'm loving how the drover is looking as the contrast. It's really, really pretty. I'm now at the point where I can know the pattern. I don't need to check which row I'm on in the wedge. I can just read where I'm at and do the next section. So it is becoming TV knitting. To begin with, I had to concentrate, but now it just keeps just flowing on. I am getting low on my first ball of the drover. I've got 2 more of these, so I've got plenty left. And I am through all of the black now, and I'm into pretty much blue on blue in the yarn, and then I'll go into the blue and green, and then solid green. And then I've got another whole ball, which is the green, and then a red and an orange and a sort of a tanny kind of color, and then purple and pink and little bits of the solids of those that I might slip in. But I'd originally thought that I would just knit all of it together, all of the color, but it is going to get super, super long. So I'm going to knit at least to the end of this ball and see how many wedges I have and what the pattern says in terms of the number of wedges. I think it's like 78 or 80 or something like that. And then see how long it feels, and I'll like put it on and sort of wrap it and see whether I want to keep going or not. I do love how the gradient is looking in this. So I think I'll probably end up making a second one with the rest of the yarn if I don't put it all into the same one, because I just think that this is just done the colors justice. But I don't want to make it ridiculously long so that I won't want to wear it. So I think maybe I do a dark one and then I do like a more bright pops of color one. So I'll see how I go. You'll see this for a few more weeks though, and hopefully you'll be able to see the colors as they start to really play on each other. You can see when I put it up like that, the difference now between the start at the black and where I'm up to with the blue. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.